Hi, it's James here from the Sprinkle Donut Forge in Moscow, Texas. And it's sprinkling outside, oddly enough. I've been working on these shelf brackets. Did a little fantail scroll in them. It's old bed frame is what it is. But I want to rivet them together. So I want to use 1/4 inch rivet stock. Well, I don't have any pre-made rivets. And I did not have a monkey tool suitable for 1/4 inch. I had 5/16. This is what I use for my tongs, and 3/8. What I've got here is a rail spike where I have upset the head and punched a 1/4 inch hole most of the way through it because I need little short rivets. And I've got it held down with a hold fast and got my hot cut set up. Now be careful around your hot cut when you've got it set up in this fashion. So I'm going to demonstrate how I'm making these little rivets. They're crude, but they're effective. See you in a minute. Alright, here's a piece of 1/4 inch mild steel rod, and I've kind of tapered the end a little bit to where it'll be less apt to stick, because this is the end that's going to go into my little rivet maker here, our monkey tool. Measure. Go ahead and get it bottomed out. Take a marking device. I'm using welder's soapstone. You mark about 1.5 times the diameter of your material to give you enough sticking up to where you can flatten it into a head. Now when that gets hot, that mark is going to disappear. So I'm going to take it over my hot cut, and I'm going to create this little notch. And even when it's hot, you can find that notch. So let's warm it up. We'll let that get hot, and we're going to cut it off on the hot cut until it's almost separated, and then we're going to finish snapping it off in the little tool. And what I've been using for the procedure of hanging on to these little dudes is I got an old pair of 10 snips and made me a set of scrolling tongs, which I used for scrolling earlier, but it's great for grabbing little bitty stuff in and out of the coal. That should be hot enough. Oh yeah. See, I found my little notch, and I'm going to kind of rock it a little bit side to side on the hot cut to bring that line around. Try not to hit too hard because I don't want to deform the roundness of rivet stock. Just a little rotation while you're doing light hammering, keeping everything kind of cutting symmetrically. So when you jam it in the little tool, you can go ahead and snap it off. Now knock the burr down. Keep some tools going back home to where they don't fall on my foot. Don't get on the blacksmiths about using the ball peen hammer. I wouldn't know what to do without mine. So you see, I want to grab this, the end that goes into the riveting tool. I'm leaving a little bit sticking out here, and I want to hold this set of tongs, piece and all, in the fire, because if you lose that in there, it's going to be burned up in a matter of seconds. So here it goes. Keep in mind what end you plan on making your rivet head on. Always wear your safety glasses. Regardless, I'm wearing these highly uncomfortable safety goggles right now. They won't let anything in the sides that'll normally get around your glasses. Alright. Glowing. Go freehand with it. Kind of go circular, leaving a dome up in the middle. See how I was able to knock that rivet out? Now I'm going to cool this portion without getting water in the hole. Because they have commercially available punch lubes and things like that. I'm going to leave this loose. It's better to hold it freehand at this point. But what I use is coal dust. Little pinch of coal dust inside the hole prevents it from sticking. At least it helps. It does help. Get that hot again. Not doing any pauses on this deal. I want you to see what goes into making a fastener. Yeah, it could be done quicker. And if you do a lot of riveting, it might be worthwhile for you to explore some commercially available rivets. They're not that expensive. It'd be worth you not having to make these things. Tongs hot. Cool them down. Mash it. And like I said, I'm going to go circular on it. I'm going to turn the peen around. See why I like a ball peen for this? It also gives you a pretty neat looking texture. Don't go getting lazy and using that for all your texturing. There. Done with that. I've already made my other 3 rivets. Cool that off so I can show it to you. Just a little short rivet. And it's got kind of a little head. I'm going to put a countersink, of course, in the holes. That'll help that be more flush. But that's all the rivet I needed. So there's you an idea about how this procedure is done. Or at least how I do it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're staying out of the rain, if it's raining where you are. And till next time, bye.